Yeah. Here, let me break it down. Yeah, I'm gonna make it now. Give me some.
Hi, Danny. How are you, man?
How you doing, sir? Very good, very good. Thank you very much for having me.
No, no, it's always a pleasure to have a champion, and always a pleasure to have someone from my same country, and that is even the name of the country. Hi, and without further ado, let's get into it. Let's cut to the chase, man.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my first question for you, Danny, is like, how do you get into MMA? How do you get into this sport?
Well, I started. I'm always been a fan of fighting. Believe it or not, since I was a kid. When I was in Colombia, we used to always watch the movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Chuck Norris,
Yeah,
you know, Rockies. What I mean, those are the movies that I was always reruns of those same movies. But I was always a fan of that.
yeah.
Always been a fan of karate. My favorite animes are always been fighting animes like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah,
So fighting has always been part of like something I always liked. But I got into it because a really good friend of mine, his name is Alex Bermudez.
yeah,
He One day we were gonna go chill. I was just gonna go chill with him, and he told me, "Oh, we're gonna go to my friend Monkey's house." And he's like, "Oh, let's go watch the Ultimate Fighter." And I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, the Ultimate Fighter is where people get in the house." And he explained to me the whole entire thing.
yeah,
And I'm like, "All right, let's go watch it." I was just there to chill. I wasn't gonna do anything. And when we go, he shows me the show. And going into that show, there was, because back in the days the UFC used to have like one pay-per-view per year
yeah,
or like two pay-per-views per year. We're talking about 2005,
yeah.
and they had Hoist Gracie versus Matt Hughes.
Oh man,
And I remember,
fantastic.
yeah, and I remember seeing Hoist Gracie. They were showing the highlights from both of them,
Yeah,
and I would see Hoist Gracie beat up a lot of big guys with jiu-jitsu.
yeah,
And I'll be like, and of course, he threw a little bit of, you do a little bit extra, but it was more jujitsu. Everybody knows that.
yeah,
And I used to be like, damn, that's cool. And then I saw like the rest, like the Ultimate Fighter House. It was season 3. Ken Shamrock and Theodore Ortiz were the coaches,
yeah,
and it had like, guys like Michael Bisping was at the time one of the new guys.
yeah.
And then I started seeing how like you see the wrestling, the kickboxing, the jiu-jitsu. And I told myself, I'm like, man, I want to do that. I was 19 years old. And as I got into it, and I started looking for schools, and that's how I got in.
So okay, that's pretty cool. And since then, you've been, doing it.
Yeah, I was shy at the beginning. I didn't want to tell anybody about it. Because I didn't know nothing about the sport. I thought it would take me like 10 years before I even do my first fight. That's
Yeah,
what I thought. I'm
yeah,
like, well, it's going to take me to like I reached 30 to have my first professional fight.
yeah,
But I wanted to do it. Like I said, I've always been a fan of fighting. You know what I mean? Like, always been a fan of fighting.
yeah,
Boxing, stuff like that.
yeah.
Like I said, karate, Bruce Lee, and the movies, all that stuff. I've always been a fan of martial arts.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I got in. And once I got in, I never looked back.
Yeah. So, man, when you're in the cage, what would you say is like your favorite strike or submission to use in any fight? Like, if you see that opening, this is I'm going for it.
Yeah, my right hand. My
Okay.
straight right hand. Yes, yes. My straight right hand has always been my. At the beginning of my career, I used to throw more overhands.
Yeah.
But for the last few years, I've been working a lot on my straight right hand. And to be honest, I haven't really submitted anybody in my fights. I only have my last 3 fights has been knockouts.
Yeah.
Everything else I had decisions. I'll say submissions. There's 2 submissions I really like a lot, and it's my guillotine and my triangle chokes.
Ah,
But I haven't finished nobody in a real fight with the triangle chokes or a guillotine. I've done it in grappling, but I haven't done it in a real fight. In a real fight, my only finishes have been 3 knockouts, 1 with a head kick and 2 with my right hand.
so you would step more into the striker zone than into the submission kind of thing.
Well, when I first started,
Yeah.
I was more of the wrestler. I
Oh, okay.
was more the guy that I was always able to strike with anybody.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? I never had a problem striking with anybody.
yeah,
But we used to game plan a lot to take people down and ground and pound or get them like tired and find the submission.
yeah.
I'm always been able to strike with anybody. But as the time went by, like I became a better and a better striker, and we were able to find a way to make people want to take me down more than me taking them down.
Mm-hmm.
So now I strike. Now, of course, if I see a takedown or a submission, I'm gonna go for it. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
But I'm considered more of a striker now than when I first started. When I first started, I was more of a wrestler.
Okay, so you have evolved into a more of a striker style, to put it somewhere.
Yeah, even though I started more, everybody saw me as a wrestler, and I really was. I never went to high school wrestling. Every time people ask me in promotions, "Oh, Danny, give me the arts," because they always want to describe what's your foundation, and I always say jujitsu and kickboxing.
Kickboxing.
But yes, but as a grappler, I feel like jiu-jitsu has always been my strong suit. I'm a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm a great wrestler, defensively and offensively. But my jiu-jitsu is really one of my fortes. And striking, I'll say I'm a great kicker as well. But my boxing is what really stands out of my striking.
Cool. Man, tell me, we all have one. Who is your biggest inspiration?
You know, I'll be honest, man. I have a lot of different people that inspire me. It's not just one. I wouldn't pinpoint one person. It's hard for me to say just one.
Okay.
A lot. You know, like through my career, I've been in this game for 14 years, and through my career, I had different reasons and people motivating me. You know what I mean? I'll say right now, in this stage of my career, is my students.
Oh man,
you know
that's
what I mean?
Such a beautiful answer, man.
You know what I mean? It's my students. I got a group of people. You know, I'm gonna give them a shout out. It's Justin Arteaga, Richard Majol, Alexander Martinez, and Kevin Navas. You know what I mean? They're my students right now. They're under me. You know what I mean? And you know, these people like I said, at the beginning of my career was different. You know, my inspiration was my coaches and my teammates and friends and family, and they still are. Don't get me wrong, they still are. But at this stage of my career, they're one of my biggest motivation to keep pushing, because now I'm the example. They look at me and they're like, I gotta lead by example, and you know, I gotta do what I preach. I preach to these guys to do a lot of things, to grind, to behave, to be disciplined, to work hard, to eat well. I preach so much, and all of a sudden I'm not gonna do it. I can't do that. And watching them, looking at me, supporting me, helping me. My last fight was in Tampa, and they all flew over there to Tampa to go watch me fight. And it's, you know, they're right to me right now. And like I said, not to take anything away from anybody else, because everybody has a piece. My friends, my family, everybody has a piece. My parents, everything. But right now, in this stage of my career, my students are really my biggest inspiration right now.
Thank you. I will repeat this, man. That is, first of all, I wasn't expecting that answer, and second, that's such a beautiful answer, man. Really.
Thank you.
Like I totally understand. So right now, which team are you training with in preparation for your next bout?
Oh, always the team I've been my whole entire pro career, MMA Masters, right here down in Miami, Florida. You know what I mean? We've been grinding for a very long time. We're making noise now. We're making a lot of noise now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're making so much noise that I got big news coming soon, man. I got big news coming soon. I don't want to jinx things up right now. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx things up. Yeah. You know, but big things are coming.
Holding, and I'm sending you good vibes and good positive energy, man. I hope it happens for good, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So do you like to stand with your opponents or take him to the ground? We talked a little bit about this. You were saying like last 3 fights, like they were knockouts, and if you see the opening, of course you're gonna take it. Yeah. So striker.
Well, I'll be very honest to you. Look, I had 10 decisions before I got my last 3 knockouts.
Right.
And if I have to choose, you know, the problem about striking is that you give him a chance to, you know, the problem about striking is that sometimes you could give the other guy a chance to just close his eyes, throw a punch, and land it on you.
Yeah, true.
Ground, you got to know how to ground people. You got to know how to grapple. You know, it's just a little bit more, I'll say, less luck in the ground than in the stand-up. But, man, my last 3 fights, I finished in the first round, you know, and I come out good. I'm not tired. My body didn't get punished. My last fights that I went, all of them went to decision, and I'll go to the ground and it'll be grinding. I'll come out very tired. My body would be sore for days. But I was back in the gym 5 days after my last fight. I took literally 4 or 5 days. I fought on Saturday. I was back in the gym on Friday. I took only Sunday all the way to Thursday off just to chill, relax the body. I was back on Friday. And I've been back in the gym ever since then. So it feels good. It feels good to finish people quick and get out. And at the same time, everybody likes knockouts. Let's just be honest. Everybody wants to see a knockout. So I'm giving them what they want. And plus, I got to represent these, man. You know what I mean? I got to represent them, man. I didn't tattoo this for me to be a submission artist only.
Yeah, that is pretty cool tattoo, man. I've got to say. Dude, what does it mean for you? What does it mean for Danny Chavez to be a fighter?
Man, it means having a meaning in life. You know what I mean? It means, to me, being a fighter, it means be worth something. You know what I mean? Be something. You know what I mean? Like, one day we're all going to be gone in this world. You know what I mean? And I just want to be recognized as something, and especially something that you have a passion for. You know what I mean? I believe I could have been anything in this world, in this life. If I wanted to be a doctor, I would be a great doctor. If I want to be, so to me, being the greatest fighter, because my job is to be the greatest fighter of all time. I want to be the greatest fighter of all time. And when I achieve it, that's gonna be great. If I don't achieve it, let's just say I'm still gonna be a fighter. I'm still gonna be recognized as one of the best. It means just to be something, man. Like, you know, you don't want to go out of this world and just never had an impact, never had a print in this world. I want to have that, you know what I mean? And because I feel like we all have a meaning in this world, and that's what it means to me. That's what fighting is to me, you know?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that. That is also a very, very good answer. On that note, Danny, what separates you from every other fighter in your division?
I'm smarter than they are. I'm a smart fighter. I'm not a reckless fighter, and I'm not a crazy fighter. And I believe I'm the smartest one every time I step in that cage. I have losses, and it happens. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm a smart fighter. I'm very I study the game really well. You know what I mean? I'm not, like I said, I'm not the kind of guy that, for example, I preach this a lot to my students.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I seen a lot of fighters that worry about how they look. You know, worry about being strong, being big, being explosive. And I'm always like, you gotta be skilled. You know what I mean? In this sport, you gotta be skilled. In every sport, you gotta be skilled. Yeah. Yes, you could be an amazing athlete, but if you can't throw a punch, if you don't know how to throw one, and you're gonna take more than what you're giving, what's the point? So I believe that I'm always been the smartest fighter when I step in that cage to my opponent, you know, across the cage from my opponent. Like, I believe I'm the smartest fighter.
Good. And I agree, man. I totally agree with that in the sense that I also believe that success lies in preparation. So if you are the smart guy that is always preparing, then you will always have an advantage over whomever it is that is stepping also against you in that cage.
Of course.
Oh.
And everybody will always say, you know, oh, I got the heart, I got the spirit. You know, I'm not the only one. I could name you a bunch of guys from my gym or from anywhere else that they actually have what it takes. They have all the heart. They have all the fighting spirit. They're tough as nails. But, you know, you got to be smart.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know, I've seen fighters that are very, very tough. Guys that you're like, damn, man, this guy could really endure pain.
Yeah.
But man, he's not smart. He don't make smart decisions while he's fighting. You know what I mean? And you gotta be a smart fighter. And I feel like that's one thing that edges me from my other fighters. Because at the end of the day, we all tough, man. Everybody steps in that cage. We all tough. We all got the heart. Some of us have more heart than others. I know that. I know there's some of them that they're not as tough as the other. But what a lot of us are tough is who's the smartest one.
Agreed. Agreed. Now let me ask you this, because this is always a very interesting question. If
Go for
you
it.
could have a one dream fight, who would you pick? Hey, it's open.
Mhm.
Who would you pick?
Well, okay. If we're talking like numbers, or we're talking about that specific guy, because if we talk about numbers, we want to like, let's be honest. Everybody wants to fight McGregor to make the big money. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it is and you know, if McGregor keeps it up, everybody would like to fight him just because he's gonna generate so much attention, and with you, and then all it's gonna be a mega fight. But that's not my dream fight. You know what I mean? That's not a somebody. I'm always being very curious about one person, because I just have a curiosity about it. It's Khabib, because, and he's not in my weight class. He's a one weight class above mine. I'm 155. He's 155, 145. But I've been always very curious about him, because first of all, he's undefeated. Nobody can stop his takedowns and his relentless pace and everything. I'm one of my biggest strengths is not being taken down. Like, I'm very good at not getting taken down, and if I do, I get back up. And if you do put me down, I got great jiu-jitsu. So I feel like I could fight that fight. So and I just wonder, like, I'm always saying that, I'm like, I wonder how strong is he, because a lot of people don't got answer for this guy. You know what I mean? So that's a dream fight like that. Now, what would be a fight I would like to have, because I'm a fan of that guy, and I think we both can put up an amazing fight, and I'm a fan of him. It's Cub Swanson.
Huh.
You know, I like Cub Swanson. And I think he's very entertaining the way he fights, and he does it all. He strikes, he grapples, he does jiu-jitsu, and I've always been a fan of him. And I think me and him will put up an amazing fight. You know what I mean? But that, like I said, it's like different reasons. But if you were to tell me that one fight, I want to know what the hell is, you know, what is Khabib like? You know, people just can't figure him out. It's like, you know what you have to do, but you just can't stop him. You know what I mean? So I believe I could stop him. That's why.
Good, good. Last one, and we talked a little bit about this, because you were saying that, of course, you want to be remembered, you want to leave a legacy, you want to leave something we remember by. So the question is that, precisely, what do you want to be remembered for when you finally take off the gloves and decide not to fight anymore? So what is the thing that you want to be remembered for at the end of your career?
Being the best ever. You know, there's no point to be in this. There's no point to compete. If you're a competitor, you gotta compete because you want to be the best ever. You know what I mean? You want to send a message to everybody and let them know I'm the best ever, and I want to do it. Look, I'm 33 years old. All right, I got a few years left. I'm in my prime right now, so I gotta make things happen now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make things happen now, and I feel like I have a way to make it happen. You know what I mean? You know, I could go out there and win the 145 title all I want. You know what I mean? I could go and win it 10 times, but that's still not going to make me the best ever. I don't believe that. I believe nowadays there's other ways to do it. And my goal, I always thought about this, is to do what nobody's done, and is win 3 titles. I know I could drop to 35. I could do my weight class 45, and I could go up 55. You know what I mean? That's always been something in my head that I said, if I could do all 3, beat the 35 champion, beat the 45 champion, beat the 55 champion. Nobody's done 3 titles. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, I'll be putting Colombia in the map, man. We Colombia are known for other things sometimes, you know, soccer and other sports. And, you know, we have, you know, like I said, there's other things that Colombia is known for. But we're not known for being MMA fighters. You know what I mean? So that to me, the main goal is to be the best ever. I just don't see why people compete in sports if you're not thinking about being the best ever. If you don't achieve it, that's fine. But that was your goal. You know what I mean? And that's my goal.
Yeah. That's all I have for you, man. And thank you.
You can keep going if you want, man. I got answers.
Yeah. No, man. Thank you. Thank you very much for the time, and thank you very much for leaving the name of the country high. Thank you very much for giving it all and for pushing yourself always, because I know sometimes it's hard, and and you've shown that that is the path, that is the way. So thank you for that. And with that, I'm gonna leave it to you. If you want to say something, if there's something that you want to add, feel free, please.
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you very much for the interview. You know what I mean? It means a lot, especially, like I said, I don't really get interviewed that much from people from my own country. It really doesn't. It just doesn't happen. I'm not saying because they don't want to or anything, but just it hasn't happened. I've been getting interviewed for other people most of the time. I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been involved. If you know me, if you met me from like when I first started, this has always been a dream, you know what I mean, to get to the highest levels of this sport and represent Colombia. I even tattooed it on my neck. I'm Colombian Warrior. You know what I mean? Guerrero Colombiano, everybody knows. You know what I mean? I always rep my flag. And, like I said, this is not a sport that I could do by myself. I need teammates. I need coaches. I need a manager. I need my friends and my family to always throw that support. They're not going to be in the gym putting in the work, but support me. You know what I mean? The fans that go in and buy a ticket to go watch me fight. And like I said, everybody that puts a part to help me to be successful, the shout out goes to all. This shout out goes to all of them. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, my guys, man, my ninjas, they know who they are. I already said their name earlier. They know who they are. They're, like I said, I'm in a stage of my career where I'm not just a fighter. I'm a fighter and a coach. So this is the best stage of my career right now, because in a few years, I'm not going to fight no more. I'm going to be a coach.
Yes.
So this is right now, to me, the most fun I ever had during my whole career. And I just want to get, like I said, shout out to everybody that's been involved, my sponsors, everybody. I'm not going to say one name at a time because I'm going to forget somebody, and I don't want to do that. So they know what I mean. They know, everybody that knows me, they know I got my love, and they know I just, like I said, I'm very thankful, and I appreciate everybody that's always been there for me. And one more thing, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy. He passed away actually the same day I won my title. Brian Alonso. He was one of my best friends, close, very, very close friend, like a brother. He always supported me, the loudest guy in the arena. Every time I fought, unfortunately, things happen, and he didn't even get to witness me fight, getting the title. And it is what it is. But, I know he's up there looking at me, and right now he's giving me nothing but great energy, and, my love.